today's podcast, we have someone very special. You might know her. Calvin, you're ready. This is my girlfriend, Kouvr.
So the funny thing is,
Yeah.
You're in my seat, and I'm actually interviewing you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Okay. Okay.
Are you ready? Is the question?
Am I ready?
Are you ready?
Oh, no. You know how to do this?
No, I have no clue how to do this.
You got this. I believe in you.
Okay, I have to accuse you of a crime.
Well, no, you have to do the intro first.
What's your intro?
Is it not on there?
You can't see this.
Hi, guys. I'm Kouvr Annon, and this is Locked In.
Okay.
And then you read the whole script. There's a script.
Hey, everybody. What's up? I'm Kouvr Annon, and welcome back to Locked In. This is a show where we investigate the truth behind the clickbait.
Yeah.
Once my guest steps into the studio, we set the timer to 60 seconds, lock the door.
60 minutes.
60 minutes.
Yeah.
Lock the door and throw away the key.
There you go.
The only way out is when the timer hits 0. On this episode, we're locking in Alex Warren.
Oh, that is fucking frightening. I hate that. I do that to everyone.
Yeah. Isn't it terrifying?
You wouldn't know. You've never been on the podcast.
I know. It's amazing.
This is your first podcast you've ever done, too, which is really funny.
Yeah. I don't normally speak. I stutter.
Yeah.
So.
Well, what does it say? Is there anything? First, what's my crime?
Your crime is you're accused of locking your friends in a room and forcing them to talk.
Oh, God. Okay. And I have to prove that's not true by the end.
Yes.
Cool. What's on my dossier? What you got about me?
I don't know. I just kind of want to ask you questions.
Cool. Yeah, we lived together for almost 4 years now. I'd assume you know everything about me.
I know everything about you, but not everyone knows everything about you.
Okay.
We'll start off easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So when's the last time you've Googled yourself?
I Google myself a lot
Yeah.
because I'm always scared that I'm going to have some bad press about me and I'm going to have to call my publicist and get it fixed.
Okay,
So,
but do you ever find anything that's bad?
Not really, besides like the David Dobrik things, no. Why?
But there's not really a way that you can fix that?
With a publicist? Yeah. That's what a lot of people, like celebrities, do. I'm not a celebrity, but I have a publicist to do that. You kind of like, if something bad about you comes out, that it's their job to do damage control and they come up with a bunch of new articles to fish them out. It's kind of a job they do.
That's true.
That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
No.
You don't have a publicist.
I don't have a publicist.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, I mean, a lot of people know this. You lived in a car.
I did, with you.
With me. How long was that for?
We lived in a car for roughly, I want to say like 4 months, something around there.
Yeah, it was around 3 to 4 months.
Yeah.
But how did that make you feel?
How did
Because
that
I know
make you
how it
feel?
made me feel, but I don't know how it made you feel.
Weirdly, I miss it. I think, and it's weird to say that, but being homeless and all that stuff was kind of like, you could only go up. And I think I had such high ambitions, and over time I kept checking off the list. And so eventually it kind of like, I got lost for a little bit. I was kind of like, what do I do? Nothing excited me anymore once I got to it. And it's like, oh yeah, boo-hoo, you got all your life's goals. You made all this money. You did all these great things and blah, blah, blah. But I think honestly, I just lacked purpose. I think that in the time, I thought money was the biggest thing that would like, I looked at like James Charles and I looked at like Logan Paul and I looked at all these people and I saw that they had all this money and they had all these things that they had nothing to worry about in life. They had a mansion, they had dogs, they had a beautiful girlfriend or a beautiful boyfriend. And that's, what could you complain about? And I think I had put back all of my trauma growing up and all of my shortcomings and, all of my insecurities. And I put it all into a box and I said, money will fix all this. And then once I got the house and I got the car and I got the girlfriend, the beautiful girlfriend, and I got the job that I always wanted, all those issues I boxed up came back. And gnarlier than before because I had never addressed it for the 3 or 4 years it took to get to where I am today. I think also I wanted to do music and that was like the goal and no one really cared. And so I was like, I lacked like the ambition or because everyone liked the vlogs, everyone liked the videos. They thought it was fun and cool and it made them feel a certain way, but it wasn't like my passion or what I wanted to do. It was kind of like a Band-Aid in a way.
I mean, that makes sense. I think that being that low in life it's just things are very simple,
Mhm.
and you think that you can get everywhere you want with money and fame and all that stuff. And in reality, it makes your problems bigger.
Well, it's not even just that. Like you and I, when we were in the car, when we were going house hopping and mattress surfing and all these cool things, it was an adventure that I got to share with the girl I loved. So sorry, not loved. No, but it was something fun because it's like I felt free coming from the household I was in, and I was able to experience life that I felt like I never experienced. And it sucked. There was terrible moments of it, but looking back on it, I think I was happier.
I mean, that's very true. You have no obligations in life. You create what you want.
Yeah.
And you are the boss of yourself. And even now, like with what we do, it's like you're still not completely the boss of yourself.
Yeah.
In a way.
Mm-hmm. Get your shit together.
I'm sorry I've never had a microphone pointed at my face.
How do you like this? Is this fun?
It's very interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah. But I mean, like going through everything back then, like what would you say to yourself? Like you as who you are today,
Yeah.
what would you say to yourself back then?
I'd probably say that life's not out to get you, and ride the lows and celebrate the highs. I think honestly, I was convinced that for a very long time, I was convinced that my life was just destined to suck. And I think with all the loss and all the shitty things that kept happening to me, I kind of felt like that was just my life and I had to get used to it. And I always dreamed of something big, and I felt like it was just a dream and nothing more. And yeah, I'd say I wouldn't say anything because I'm here where I am today, but if I was a random person walking down the street giving myself advice, is tune it out. Do what you want to do, no matter how much you're going to get bullied or how much your mom's going to hit you in the face for it. Kind of just do it.
When did your perspective, wow, I'm stuttering so much right now.
You're okay.
When did the perspective...
I'm used to it at home.
That is completely rude.
Yeah.
When did the perspective that life's not out to get you change? Because you said you used to think that life's out to get you. I don't think it has
changed. I think it's honestly like, it's not like bad shit stopped happening to me, but it's also like, it's more of accepting the fact that bad shit will happen and knowing it will. And that's where it's kind of like it's meant to happen. I think it sucks because it's like inevitably it makes me think I'm going to lose everyone. Mm-hmm. And like, I'm scared to get really attached to people and start things like that because it's like I lose a lot of people. And I don't know. I think I realized when I started learning from the shit that I went through that it was like setting me up for other things. And I think like my dad dying set me up to be, I'm 21 and I feel like mentally like, I'm pretty mature. Like I feel like that set me up to raise myself, be the man of my own house kind of vibe where it was like I didn't have a dad to tell me like this was wrong.
Very young.
Yeah. And then like my mom barely was in the picture. When it wasn't my mom. So it was kind of like I had to figure out what mistakes to make and what things to do. And what it was really just looking back at it. It was kind of, I needed it, but it sucks because it's like, I really had to lose people I love to become who I am.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have to go through the lows to experience the highs. You have to feel the lows to feel the highs.
Yeah. Look at you.
What?
My little podcast, babe.
Oh, shut up.
You got this. What's next?
Funny question. What was your favorite video we've ever filmed together?
I think sentimentally, the Kiss Me Like a Dinosaur video, which was our first viral video.
That's so cringy.
We were, Kouvr loved to, a lot of people think our videos are scripted, which I find funny. Just the brand deals are. But the videos I film is, you'll notice I post like randomly, I don't post for a week, and then I post 4 videos in like the span of 3 days. And it's just whatever Kouvr's feeling. She just randomly gets in these moods of just,
I'm a very emotional person.
I'm going to crochet or I'm going to build Legos.
I'm very emotionally driven. Okay?
Yeah, and I love it. And it's like random as fuck. And sometimes I don't have content because you don't do random shit. So I start posting my music. But no, it's something where she just was always really funny. Like it was kind of like a thing where like I think it was the ADHD. You randomly had a burst of energy for like allotted hour, and then you took 3-hour naps, and then all of a sudden all this energy, and you were like a fucking literally like that thing from the Lorax, the yellow thing that like is obsessed with.
The Lorax?
No, Lorax, the little thing. No, the little thing inside the Lorax, the fuzzy fuzzy character. No, the cute little girl that everyone says Alex French looks like.
Oh, that's not the Lorax. That's
Anyway, she was just a little ball of sunshine that had a bunch of energy and acted like a 6-year-old, and then all of a sudden would be like a nice, like eloquent woman, and then back to a 6-year-old, and it was just bizarre to me. So I would film it because I thought it was funny. And I posted it one day on my Snapchat, and my Snapchat went viral for some reason. So then I posted that Snapchat to TikTok because I thought, it went well on Snapchat. Let's see how it does on TikTok. Absolutely went viral. And then so like every time she had like a funny little quirky fucking attack, I filmed it and posted it. And that originated from Kiss Me Like a Dinosaur. My favorite video we filmed was the Star Wars one that we filmed. I had to delete it. It sucked. It didn't do well.
I hate that you delete videos.
Yeah.
He does this thing where he puts up a video, and if it doesn't do well, he deletes it, even if the video is so good.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate it so much.
Yeah, but it's just how I am. I think, honestly, it's like, I think branding-wise, I do that.
I know, yeah, I can see how you could do it branding-wise. It's just like, every video that we film is like a little memory.
Yeah.
And I hate it when you delete
I still have the videos. It's not like they're gone.
I know, but I can't watch it whenever I please.
How does it make you feel?
Shit.
Why?
No, this is not about me. Wait, what? Why are we? You're not allowed to turn this.
Okay. Go for it. What's next?
Who's your inspiration?
In life?
In general.
I'd say my dad. I think, honest to God, I started all of this to make my dad happy. I think my dad was very much like, I can't tell if it's my dad or because he was dying my entire childhood, but it was something where he quite literally lived life. Like he just wanted his kids to go to church, finish, go to the skate park, do whatever the fuck we wanted. Like he wanted us to be happy and be happy. I remember one time he sat me down, and this is one of my most vivid memories of my dad. And he woke me up at 5 a.m. to go to church. And then after that, we went to a skate park, and he took me to my favorite donut place. And keep in mind, these places, Encinitas, Leucadia, Deep Carlsbad, like close to San Marcos. Like these are all like, at the time, that's pretty far. Like, you wake up at 5, you go to Encinitas, which will take you 20 minutes. Then you have to drive inland or out like to the coast, which will take you like another 20 minutes to go get donuts. Then he would drive us 30 minutes in just to go skate. Like it was just like things he wanted to do, and he didn't care about wasting his whole entire day driving us around. But he just wanted us to be happy. And he was just like, no matter how much it pays, no matter what it does. I wanted to be a cop at the time. He's like, just do what you love. So yeah, I think all he cared about was his kids. And it's like, that's why a lot of times I say this a lot on my podcast, actually, when people ask me why we aren't married and why we don't have kids, is because I really want to give my kids the life of forever. I want to give them the childhood I did not have or didn't get to experience because obviously death, but I want to be able to give them the most magical childhood ever. And give them everything I didn't have and give them all my attention. And, now with music and signing a record label deal and doing all these things I dreamed of, I'm barely going to be home. I'm going to go on tour. I'm going to do all these things like, sweetheart, if you're in labor, honey, and I miss our little child boosting out of that body.
I would expect that if I was in labor, you would cancel a show
and
come to my side.
Yeah.
And watch a little thing shoot out.
Yeah. I wouldn't miss it for the world. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I want to be present in my kid's life. I don't want to miss it.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be a good dad, though.
Yeah, thank you. I feel like you'd be a good mom. You woke up. Kouvr has this.
Are we really getting into this right now?
I'm down. You want me? You have a sleeping problem.
I don't have a sleeping problem. I need to be well rested in order to be in a
you
good mood for the day.
You get 11 hours of sleep.
That is well rested.
That's half a day.
It's well rested.
Are you on crack? It's 11 hours. We have an app on our phone where I can see how much sleep we get. Like, so I get on average 4 hours and 12 minutes of sleep. Her average is 11 hours and 15 minutes.
Okay, it's an average, first of all. That doesn't mean it's every single day.
That's an average. Okay, yeah.
No,
yeah,
it's not what an average is.
Just go for it. Yep.
I need sleep.
Yeah.
You can function without sleep. and I know that.
No, honey, you need sleep, not hibernation.
You have seen me without like being completely rested and like getting up slowly in the morning. I am a monster if I don't get sleep. And
you're a monster in the morning either way. I don't know what you're talking about.
Person.
Oh my gosh.
Just not a morning person.
And that's why you wake up in the afternoon.
You wake up in the afternoon too.
Twice.
You were supposed to be here earlier than you got here today, didn't you?
No, I got here at 12:10 and my time to be here was 12.
But you woke up literally the same time that I did.
I went to bed at 6 a.m. You went to bed at fucking 2.
I went to bed at 3.
Oh my God.
First of all. Not at 2.
And you were in bed when I left.
Yeah. There was nothing else for me to get up and do.
Oh my goodness.
The dogs were getting groomed.
Yeah.
I had no responsibilities. I decided that I wanted to lay down for a little bit.
What do you want to do when you're like, what's like the goal? Like, what do you want to like?
Why are you turning this podcast on me? This isn't about this.
Well, no, it's about both of us. Like, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
Like, what do you see Mama Cove? Like, is Mama Cove a stay-at-home mom? Is she a working woman? Is she an entrepreneur? Is she an actress? Like, what is Mama Cove when she has her little guppies running around fucking spraying piss all over the walls?
I think she does it all.
Yeah?
Just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, taking care of the 3 dogs. We have the 4 chickens and the 3 cats.
3 cats, 3 dogs, 4 chickens.
Yeah.
4 little ones?
You want 4 kids? Actually?
Oh, no, I'm totally fucking with you. I only want 3.
Okay. I could get down with 3, I think. What's the age difference? Back to back to back?
No. No, I can't do that to myself.
Why?
You know how much stress that pregnancy puts on a woman?
No, I'm not a woman. How would I know?
Maybe like...
I have it easy. I stand,
like
I pee standing up. I do great things.
That's the thing. If we have a son, like you're dealing with that.
That's fine, dude. I have an impeccable aim. Learned it from my father. I will carry that down generations.
You got to do all that stuff.
So I could back up like 7 feet. It's awesome. I'll show you when we go home.
I would not like to see that.
It's too bad.
You're just going to pee all over the floor.
And I'll clean it up. Anyway, you didn't answer my question.
No, maybe like we have our first one and then 2 years, have another one. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Cute little step.
What you got going on this dossier here? I have a feeling that Calvin or one of them wrote some more questions because we've been on a tangent for a little bit.
Actually, no, but I have some questions.
Yeah. Can I see your dummy as we take this nice little break?
We're taking a break?
No, we're not asking questions. I don't know if you like to people knowing you're vaping. So.
They see it all the time. They just don't see the smoke coming out of my mouth.
I feel like that's the ominous part of it. Like, I feel like that's why randomly.
They just see it in your hand.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
You doing okay? You like this?
It's fine.
Mm-hmm. I do this every day.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. Well, not every day. I do this every week.
Okay, what does it mean to have your close friends still so close after, like, you have amounted to so much success?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Say it again. Speak up a little bit.
Excuse me.
No, speak up.
You know that I have a public speaking problem.
Okay. We're not in public.
We have cameras on us. This is very public.
This is so funny. People probably watch the Netflix show and then they watch my TikToks. Now they're just seeing this and it's just
Everyone's
fucking
like,
banter
you're so
back and
quiet
forth.
on the Netflix show. And I'm like, I don't like to speak at all.
No, but when you yell, you're scary, bro. I run.
Yeah,
I run away.
I can snap.
You are scary.
I'm not that scary.
And when you're mad, yeah.
How am I scary?
Well, no, when you're very passionate. So when you get upset, you're very like, "Rah, rah."
Well, I just feel like no one understands what I try to say.
You don't articulate very well. Like, we'll be in an argument and I'm like, honey, that's not how like life works. And she's going to be like, but it's the way it should. And I immediately drop it.
I'm a very emotional person and Alex is a very logical person.
I can be emotional.
Yeah, you can. Not very often.
All right. So what is it like with living with my friends?
No.
Oh, okay.
What does it mean to you that you still have like your hometown friends with you after you've amounted to so much success?
I don't feel the success, but it's something that with my friends.
I know you don't feel the success, but it's there.
Yeah, I think with my friends, it's something that there's multiple layers to this, but first of all, it's something that like Calvin and Patrick, my 2 bestest friends, people I literally, when my mom was doing all this shit to me, like one call and Calvin's there, like every time Calvin was there. And like, it doesn't matter what time it was, doesn't matter And trust me, he reminds me of this all the time. He makes it known. No matter what time, it was 2 a.m., 3 a.m., call Calvin. He's got baseball at like 7 a.m. in the morning. And he's like, yeah, I'll come pick you up. We'll go do this. And like, he didn't care. Like, he didn't care about whatever's going on in his life. He just wanted to make sure we were okay. And you don't get that every day. You don't get people like that. Like, you don't get the sincerity and the loyalty and the friendship that I have been so blessed to have with everyone, with Michael, with Calvin, with Patrick, with even like, you and all the people that I've lived with and been able to share this life with is amazing. And it means the world to me because I feel like I can be myself. I feel like no matter and they'll call me out on anything. They'll tell me when I'm fucking up in their opinion. They'll tell me anything. I respect their opinion wholeheartedly. And even if at the time I get defended and we have an argument and, it's normal, we're practically brothers. I go into our room and I'm like, babe, am I really like that? Like, is this me? Like, and you're like, sometimes. And I'm like, oh. And it's nice because they hold me accountable. But it is also like, I feel like I owe them my life. Like when we were homeless, I mean, before you moved out here and I was already sleeping in a car for, I think I want to say like a few weeks before you came out, it was, they just did everything they could. Like no questions. Like it wasn't like, I felt like over time I started definitely bothering them, but it was something where they just wanted to make sure I was okay. And again, like I said earlier, you cannot find that anywhere. You don't get that again in life. You don't get the brotherhood or the family vibe that you can, it's not like something you can replicate. Like in this business, people are replaceable and business is transactional and friendships are transactional. And I don't wish for that. And I feel safe when I'm around them.
I mean, they're irreplaceable to you.
Yeah.
They're each very unique in their own ways.
What does it mean to you to be the only girl living in a house full of dudes for the last 4 years?
Honestly, I actually love it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No drama. I mean,
there's no drama.
Yeah?
There's no drama whatsoever. There's no conflict. Because, you think about it. We went from our apartment. I was the only girl.
Yeah.
And then we moved into Hype House.
Mm-hmm.
And then there became other girls. And then there was problems and drama and all that stuff. And then finally back here, and it just feels so freeing.
It's nice.
Because I feel like I also don't relate to a lot of girls.
Yeah.
In certain different ways. And I feel like
you don't relate to LA girls really much.
No.
You're not like you don't care about the whole.
I try. I can't.
I think honestly, watching you interact with like Charlie and like Avani and stuff is really nice because they're very much like you.
They're very down to earth, honestly.
Yeah.
Extremely down to earth.
We've been hanging out a lot since we moved out and we've been living in LA. We've been hanging a lot with like Charlie and Charlie's parents and Dixie and Avani and
Emilio's.
Yeah, they're just very sweet and opening and they kind of just want they're very family oriented and something that like I lacked as a kid. And you come from parents that weren't together and you were an accident and all, and so it was like.
Did you just say that I was a fucking accident?
I was hoping you'd catch that.
Oh my God, Alex.
I'm
My
joking.
mother's gonna fucking kill you.
I'm joking. It's a joke.
She's not gonna think it's a joke.
Oh, I'm sorry. Technically, mom-in-law, I'd say. Sorry, mom.
It's the truth, but it's not. She's not gonna think it's a joke.
I know. I was joking. It's funny. Gosh.
Lexi Henser, I talked to her about that the other day. She goes, "Wow, do you know how easily you could have been aborted and never been on this earth?" And I go, yeah, that's definitely one way to think about it. Like,
yeah, fuck.
Jesus, but yeah.
What's the ideal age that you want to get married at?
Do you want my like honest opinion or like my edited opinion?
Give me honest, not edited, full.
In like a year or two.
Okay. I'd
be like 24. I'm turning 22 this month.
See, I'd probably propose to you by then.
I would really hope so. Like, really hope so.
When do you want to have
kids? But the thing is,
kids?
it's like, You can propose to me, and we don't have to get married for like 3 years.
I will never hear the end of it, and you know it.
No.
If I propose to you,
for like 3 years.
If I propose to you, you know damn fucking well it's gonna be like, so when do you want to plan the wedding? The next day after I propose, you're gonna have a fucking engagement ring.
We can have a mutual agreement.
No, you're gonna have an engagement ring, and you're gonna sit around fucking posting Instagram photos and TikToks, being like, he finally did it. He grew some balls, and then you're gonna be like planning a wedding for the next year and a half, asking me questions about everything about it.
I would want you involved in the wedding planning process.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Why would I not want you
If that's what you want, I will do anything you want, baby girl. I got you.
Do anything I want?
No, I don't even. What's on your dossier, babe?
Do you see yourself living in LA for the rest of your life?
It's the only place I really know. Like, I went from Carlsbad to Oceanside, which is like a city next door.
I mean, yeah, but like,
and then I went to LA.
It's San Diego. That's not LA.
No, but like then I moved to LA, and it was like that became my home, and this place has been my home for the last few years. So it's kind of like I do love it. I don't know a world outside of it. I think honestly, when I'm not even gonna say if, when my music really bangs, I think I can be anywhere. And so I don't know. I have to fall in love with the city. There's no city. I haven't been to any other cities.
I mean, we had this conversation the other day, but where would you want to raise kids?
I don't know. I want to give my kids the best life, but I also don't think it matters where we are because we're probably going to homeschool our kids.
Oh, most definitely. Because if you're traveling, I'm traveling with the kids.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't think that really matters.
I'm going to take them to France.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to be some well-rounded travelers.
No egos, though. We ain't doing egos.
Oh, no egos whatsoever. I don't deal with that stuff.
Yeah. You're doing great, babe. I love this.
Thanks.
Yeah. Ask me some hard-hitting shit, though. This is also basic.
What's the biggest mistake you've made online?
Online?
Yep.
No mistakes. I don't think I've made mistakes. I think everything. I mean, honestly, maybe Jeff Wittick's podcast. I think if that was the biggest mistake, just because I think I came into it trusting that he would make
It had good intentions.
Yeah, it had good intentions for it. That being said, I was a completely different person back then. And I think, honestly, like, when you watch that podcast, and I've never publicly talked about that. When you watch the video, I never watched the video.
I wouldn't say that you're a completely different person. I'd say that you have matured and grown a lot.
I think I've found myself more too. But doing Jeff Wittick's video was very much like I think I should have expected it because that's just how his videos were at the time, where like things that happened in that podcast didn't actually happen the way they were. Like there was a lot of jump cuts that looked like they happened immediately. Like he'd ask me a question and then I would go with no response. That's not how it happened in real life. I had a response, but he would find a quiet clip of me just sitting there and then move it there. And it was kind of like, then when I left, he refilmed a lot of the questions. So it would like look weird. And just, to me, it was kind of upsetting because then when I asked him like, you know, like, I'm not really happy with this. And I told him I wasn't really happy with this. He was just like, well, maybe you should have thought of that before you copy David. And I was just like, really? Like it was really just not a fun setting. That being said, me and Jeff are friends now. It's not like we don't have bad blood. I think that was I've never watched the video to this day, but it's one of the things that I've done that I wasn't really stoked about because I thought it would somehow help. And I think he kind of sold it that way.
Well, I feel like it also made you sad.
Yeah.
You were excited.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff did make me sad. I think also it was very easy for me growing up with not a dad and not really a role model, kind of like watching David's videos, something so similar to my dad's videos, and me wanting to be like, damn, I relate to this because, like, you know, my dad filmed POV. My dad did a lot of these cool, crazy stunts or funny scare pranks on my mom, and like these are things I want to recreate. And David's done it so phenomenally that I really wanted to like kind of hone in. And I think over time, watching them every day, every hour, it kind of like I got caught up in like a lot of the things he did and like the way he acted. And I'm 21, I'm finding myself still, and I think realistically, it sucked that I had to go through it publicly. But I think also it's like, you know, this is my story arc.
Okay, so we'll switch it then. If that's the only mistake you've made online, what's your biggest mistake you've made in life?
I had a good moment when I was like 13 to like 15 where I started lashing out. Started stealing money from my mom, started doing drugs. I started kind of like walking around like acting gangster. Like I wanted everyone to think I was hard because I was always picked on. I was a fat kid that everyone bullied. So I lost a bunch of weight, was anorexic. I started, you know, smoking weed and doing all these things. And, you know, I wanted to be some tough kid that no one wanted to pick on. You know, I saw all these guys who were like popular, who no one would no one would say shit about because they were good looking dudes who played football, who would like pick on every like kid like that was like me. And I wanted to become that. I wanted to pick on kids and fucking turn things around. And I thought of a life like that. And I think from like 12 to 17, really, that was like my whole life of just trying to like prove myself. But it wasn't even myself. I was trying to prove I was someone else. And when I turned 17 and I switched schools, and I kind of just didn't care that people made fun of me. And that was kind of like where I started to really feel like I was coming in touch and being comfortable with who I was.
I still hear some of the nicknames. Not even nicknames that people gave you.
Yeah? You hear about that? I had a nickname called Reefy for a little while, which is funny.
It's very interesting.
And now this is the part of the podcast where you don't know what to do because they're not responding with any questions anymore.
No, I have so many questions here. I just don't.
You don't know what to pick.
No.
Right. You're so boggled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, I suck at this.
You're fine. No, you're fine, baby. How about this? What is something for you that you kind of we've been doing pretty well lately, like in our lives.
Good. Yeah.
What is like for you? Why do you think that is? Like, why do you think you're doing a bit better than you were before? Because I know for a little while you weren't necessarily happy. You were pretty depressed.
Oh no, I was depressed for a very long time.
You struggled with depression for a good minute. I think.
Oh yeah.
You used to cut yourself. You used to do a lot of like self-harm and.
I mean, yeah. When I was in high school, I would like. I mean, I guess till I was like 18.
Why is now different?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you. I'm not on antidepressants. I don't like. I don't know. I just think I like. Well, and first of all, I get tattoos.
Yeah.
Instead of hurting myself, which is like it's weird in a way.
Yeah.
Like it's therapeutic because I just fall asleep and I get a tattoo. But it's also like I started getting tattoos when we first started getting tattoos together over the places where I would hurt myself.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh, there's something there. I can't do it anymore. But
it's beautiful.
I don't know. No, I was depressed for a very long time.
When did that start to switch around? Because I know that carried through Hype House too.
Oh, it carries. I mean, it's not like it changes.
No, I know.
It's like it's still there, but you
just don't seem as sad, I guess.
I feel like it's because I feel a little freer.
Sure.
I feel like I don't have the pressures of posting content for a house or having to deal with 8 roommates or anything like that. And it just feels a lot more freeing where I can like, I won't get judged if I sit on the couch all day.
Right.
And people used to do that. They used to be like, oh, you need to get up. You're lazy. And I'm like.
I say that.
I know you say that, but you say it with good intentions.
Yeah. I think a lot of times it's like, I don't know if people know this. Kouvr makes a significant amount of more money than I do.
What is significant?
A good amount of more money than I do.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You can't say that shit. Cut that out.
All right, fine, we'll cut that out. Kouvr makes a lot more than I do. I don't think this is really much of a secret, but it's something where Kouvr kind of was going through a rut where like she just wanted to lay around and not really do anything. And it came to a point where it was like, you were still making money. And so like that was always your rebuttal to me. It was kind of like, I still make this amount of money. So it's like, it's not a big issue. And it's not, but I think it was more like you struggled a lot with like making friends. And the same way I have, where it's like, I don't know how to make friends anymore.
Oh, I feel like no one wants to be my friend.
And I have all these guests on the podcast and we connect and it's fucking beautiful. And then I go to my house and I hang out with all my really close friends at my house and I kind of forget. And I have a huge issue with responding to texts and being able to like, be able to communicate with people very properly. And it's just something where I'm not able to really articulate to other people how I feel, or I feel like I'm a burden on other people and stuff like that. But I think a lot of times for you, I think you would just struggled to kind of you felt alone. Even though you're surrounded by a ton of people, you felt alone.
Oh yeah, and it's very easy to feel alone when you're surrounded by tons of people.
Yeah.
It's also like you feel like, say we have roommates, whatever, ex-roommates too. You'll text them and they'll just never respond to you.
Yeah.
So then, like, even though you have so many friends, like even if they're mutual friends, whatever, like people you've met, if they don't respond or like want to hang out with you, you just feel alone.
Yeah. For you, what would you be doing if you weren't doing social media with me? Like you met me and you jumped head deep into this. Like me and Kouvr, like I did not have a following before I met you.
And I got a job. I was like, you're crazy for doing this stuff. I'm getting a job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you want to do?
I didn't know what I wanted to do.
What was like the goal back then though? Like everyone had a thing where when I'm older, I want to be this. You didn't like want to be anything?
No. I didn't know. I was going to take a gap year off college.
Do you still want to do social media?
Yeah. No, it's really fun.
That doesn't seem convincing.
It is very convincing.
Okay.
No, I'm not joking. It's is very fun, and I like all the new opportunities that it brings, and I would never do half the things that I've done without it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's great. Like, I love what we've built, but I had no clue what I wanted to be.
Do you know what you want to be now?
No. I'm a very easy person. I'm a very go with the flow type of person. Like, I
Yeah.
don't need to have a plan. I just do my own thing.
I love that.
You are the very, like, plan-oriented person.
I've realized that, like, for me, I need to be motivated. Like, I need to, like, I mean, I've also had this ambition for so long that it's like, I think for a long time, music just seemed infallible. Like, it didn't seem like it was possible. And now it's like possibly able to become fruition. And I'm just balls to the wall, ready to go. I think, honest to God,
that's good.
It's been something that I've been really, really craving. And, you know, I finally feel like it's possible.
It's great.
Yeah.
Music's great.
You can have your podcast back now.
I know.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
What do you want to ask me?
Okay, how do you balance your job, your
Mhm.
friends,
Mm-hmm.
your relationship,
Yeah.
and your obligations?
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I've been pretty open about this on this podcast, though. I think, honestly, it's something where it's really hard for me to find a balance because I don't ever want to go back to where we were.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I talk about how much of how I miss it, but it's something that, like, I have a lot of people who depend on me. I have employees now. I have a lifestyle that I'm currently living that is something I dreamed of, and it's something that I have to consistently be on top of. So I don't, like, come on, I pay for the rent of you, and I pay for the rent of every single one of our friends, and it's something that we do not because we expect it, because we make the money. We do it because we care about them, and we want
Do
them
it
to
not
live.
because we have to.
Yeah, we do it because we want them to live a life stress-free. Like, it's kind of like while you're figuring out what you want to do in life, and, you know, maybe social media, you're in a rough patch. It's like, we want you to not worry about these things and kind of worry about the craft or worry about being
you also
happy.
have to think about it. We're lucky to be in a position, and when we're lucky to be in the position that we were in.
Correct.
Basically.
Yes. And it's like, especially
But
like
also when we didn't have anything.
they gave us everything.
Yes.
And so it's like, it's something so beautifully awesome. And no, yeah, it's hard to find balance. It sucks because it's like, I'm 21. Like, I want to like, and again, it's so easy for people to listen to this and be like, oh my God, he's a fucking YouTuber or a musician or a fucking TikToker. Your life isn't hard. Your workload isn't hard. It's like, but it's not just that. Like, you have to understand the TikTok and the YouTube is one half of it. Like, you have brand deals and all that stuff. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the podcast. Awesome. That's like, you know, that's not too bad either. Those two things, fucking easy. Then you have the YouTube videos on top of that you have to stay consistent on all of them. And it's like, okay, like, that's still not a terrible workload. Then you do all your emails because I don't have an assistant, which I should fucking hire one. But then it's like, you have all these emails, you have all these brand endorsements. I'm on the phone with my lawyers all the time. I'm on the phone with my manager all the time. I'm on the phone with all the time. I'm on the phone. And then after that, you know, okay, that's what, out of a day, we now are like 7-8 hours in. Because, I mean, this podcast alone, we've been here for 4 hours now. I've been here since noon. And so it's like, that's 4 hours of the day. Then you add another hour for the emails, and you add another hour, and then 2 hours for the filming, and like, or maybe a whole week for the filming of the YouTube videos. And then you have the TikToks, and that's cool. And then you have the fucking music in between record label stuff. And like, once I have the music, my writing sessions, then I have the tour, and then I have the, over time, things get really, really fucking a lot. And I it's so hard because it's like, I need to get these things done. I have due dates, but then also I want to be a fucking 21-year-old guy and hang out with my friends, play video games, do all the fun things that, like, I'm going to miss out on if we, you know, get married, not married, but like, if we start moving forward to our life and having kids and stuff.
I don't think you'd miss out on playing video games.
No, but yeah, but like, it's like, I still want to enjoy my 21s.
I
Like,
understand
I feel like I'm not
understand.
a 21-year-old. So it's like, it's hard to find the balance of that and be able to give you an amazing relationship. Like, I'm so happy where I am right now with you. And it's like, to be able to like go on dates and like that seems so foreign to us because it's like, it's fucking hard. Like, I can't take Kouvr on a proper date. It's so difficult because it's like, by the time I'm wrapped and I'm done with everything I have to do, it's like 9 p.m. Everything's
Sit on the
closed. Jack in the
couch.
Box. We just sit we sit on the couch, order Jack in the Box, hang out with our dogs, and it's a fucking amazing time. Then I need to set time for my dogs. And it's like, these are things that go through my head where it's like, I'm extremely busy and it sucks. It's amazing that it sucks because
You don't have time
I'm
to
not
be
as
yourself.
close with my friends as I used to be. And I'm not like, I feel like we could, no, I mean, honestly, we're fucking close as fuck. But like, you know, it's like, I want to maintain the relationships I have and the friendships I have. And they understand. Like, we had to talk about this last night, which I genuinely loved.
I fell asleep in the middle of the
Dude, it
conversation.
was amazing. Oh my God, the talk.
Sorry.
Me, Michael, Calvin, and Ryan sat in my bedroom last night, and Kouvr was dead asleep. But we were sitting there just talking about life, talking about ambitions, just talking about like what I could be doing better and stuff as a friend. And it's amazing and beautiful. And I fucking suck at being a friend. But at the same time,
I don't think you suck at being a friend.
I feel like I suck at being a
I don't
friend.
think you do, though.
Maybe.
I think you're great at being a friend.
I think I could be a better friend. 110%.
I think you could be a more emotionally invested friend.
Which I'm working on. I'm working on it.
It's all improvement and things like that. I think that you have great intentions as friends, though.
Yeah.
Like you want like the best for anyone that you meet, and you want to help people and do all these things. And I mean, yeah, maybe they're lacking the deep emotional conversations that you guys had last night, but you're a great friend.
Thanks, babe.
Yeah. I love you.
I love you.
Mm.
You're looking through the dossier?
Yeah.
You don't have any questions loaded up?
No.
What?
I know everything about you is the thing.
Do
I
you?
came into this being like, what the fuck do I ask him? Because I know.
Don't think. All right, so that's a big issue I had in the beginning of the podcast of like, what do I ask them if I know everything about them? It's not necessarily.
It's not even that. It's like
it's more deep diving into what you know. Like that's the beautiful thing is it's like you give context. Like you know X about me, but like you may know that about me, but you don't know the details of it. There's a lot of things about me you don't know, like details of my life and stuff. You have to think outside the box.
What don't I know?
I'm not going to give you the answers. Like that's the thing. It's like like with my past or with like think of like traditionally, if you want to get to know someone, let's say you don't know me, but like you want to know like the whole story of something that you do know. You know a lot of stuff about me. You just don't know
But
like
what don't I know
the
about
processes of it.
What don't I know about you?
What? Is that your question?
Yeah.
There's plenty. I don't know. There's plenty of things. There's tons of stuff that I went through as a kid that you don't know. I mean, that's just the beautiful thing about our relationship too. Is like over time, I'm gonna like open up more about you. I think for a long time, I was standoffish about my life.
I mean, yeah.
Like I just don't let people in. Like that's a huge
We've
thing.
been dating for 4 years.
But even then, it's like it's not that I don't trust you, but it's also like things like I'm never gonna just randomly open up about something. Like we're laying in bed and I'm like, remember that one time that I never told you about, and that's just like something that haunts me. I'm not gonna do that. It's just something that's like I don't know. I think it's not toxic masculinity. That's not it. It's more of just for me.
No,
I explained this in one of my podcasts. I explained this in my
podcast
podcast with Cooper. I genuinely, for me, I'm very much like when I'm around you, it's the best feeling ever. It's like warm. It's like I feel warm. I know there's someone there to cuddle with and someone there to like listen and be there for me and someone I trust and someone I can wholeheartedly say that I'm so blessed to be around. To me, it would be moving backwards with something that I'm going through. And yes, you want to be there for me and you want to be there to comfort me and you want to be there to listen and you want to get to know me more and all that stuff. But like at the same time, I just don't see a rush to do that because I know I'm going to spend my entire life with you.
I mean, that's very true, but I feel the same way. I don't tell everyone anything. And an interview asked me about this, about the Netflix show. They're like, why don't you want the Netflix show?
Yeah.
I was like, there's certain little pieces of me that I just keep from other people because then I feel like I'm just me.
What was your least favorite part of the Netflix show?
God, I hated waking up.
Are you kidding? Out of all that?
I hated the little assistant pounding on the door, screaming, breaking into our room just to get COVID tested.
For no one familiar, Kouvr and I were part of a Netflix show called The Hype House. And I think there was a lot that show missed, but I think overall, like,
Yes, it did. I am also, there's a lot of things that were filmed that never got put in and made me a little sad to watch it, definitely, because I opened up a lot on the show.
Yeah.
Like a lot on the show, and they asked me to.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through all the trauma of going through all my emotions.
You went through a very hard time in a very hard emotional state, and they didn't put
it in the show.
Which kind of invalidates you, I think.
Just a little bit. I mean, they were very like, I feel like it's hard, which is also why, like, again, I keep little pieces of myself to be like, no, I don't want to talk to anybody about that. But I mean, it makes sense.
How's it arguing with me?
I hate arguing with you.
Why?
I fucking hate it.
Why?
You're a very logically driven person.
Sure.
I'm a very emotionally driven person.
Yeah.
When you argue with logic and emotion, it just doesn't mix.
Yeah.
It doesn't mix at all. And I hate it.
Yeah.
Because you think that I'm crazy when I'm
I don't, okay, look.
Maybe not crazy is not
I
the
gaslight
word.
the fuck out of you sometimes.
Yes, you do.
And it's so funny because I'm
I
joking.
get so frustrated.
And I just like it to me, when she's frustrated, it's the cutest thing in the world. I don't know why, but when Kouvr is frustrated and we're in the middle of a conversation and she's just like, like she gets so, it's not mad. It's like you're absolutely puzzled. It's so cute.
It's because I also don't know how to articulate how I feel.
And I find it the most adorable thing ever. I quite literally think it's the cutest thing ever.
Honestly, arguing and like trying to figure out how I feel is like a little bit of a guessing game.
It's fun because you don't know how you feel. And so like,
I know how I feel. I can't say how I feel.
You come up to me and you're like, honey, I don't like this. And I go, then why'd you do this? And keep in mind, fully by the end of it, I'm fully aware that she does not like it. I never do it again and I apologize. But I have some fun with it because she's very much like she feels away, but she can't figure out why she feels away. It's always been a thing where you just don't know why you feel this way. And you try and guess, and I'm like, baby, that doesn't make sense. And I'm here trying to help her understand her feelings, and I'm trying to help you kind of get to the point where you are like, I'm frustrated because of this. That makes sense. And I'm getting you to that point, but you get so frustrated because I'm asking you the questions that quite literally you just don't know. So you're just like, I'm like, honey, like that doesn't make sense. Think about it for a second. You're frustrated because X, Y, and Z, but like that doesn't make sense. And you're just like, but you're just going off emotion and guess. And I'm just like, sweetheart, like you got to figure this out.
Sometimes you just need to let the emotions out, though.
It's a game and it's fun. And by the end of it, me and Kouvr have the dumbest arguments. We argue
so stupid
about such dumb things.
So
and I
stupid.
gaslight the fuck out of you. And by the end of it, we laugh and we cry and we just,
I cry all the time.
Yeah, it's something.
I don't know. What is the dumbest argument we've ever had?
I honestly think the desk one that we had on Netflix. I think that was one of the dumbest arguments we've ever had. But like, keep in mind, me and Kouvr argue.
But you need to have seen where I was coming from.
Oh, I was a piece of shit, dude. That was before all. Like that was me being a jack. Like I thought it was funny. Like not funny. I thought it was cool to be, so logical. I think it was like for me. It was like, I have a very high IQ. I'm going to use it against you, and realizing that going from the span of like, we filmed that show for a year.
Yeah.
And for me, I had a lot of growing during that show. I had a lot of, that's why I really think the show was good for me, is kind of like, I was able to see what a piece of shit I was, but also like, I was so obsessed with, in our space, it's very much like, if you work and have no personal life, you're a fucking G. Like you're a dope ass person. You will always be successful. Everyone else is lazy and all these things. And it's like, it's so fucking stupid. It's dumb. But I followed along. Like that was a very much a thing where I was like, yeah, if I work all the time, I'm a fucking G. And like logical beats emotion. And I thought it was so fucking cool. And I carried that into our relationship. And I had a brief moment where like, I think for a good 3 months, 2 months, 3 months, I was just like a little logical asshole. And, you humbled me real quick and it was awesome.
Do you find it hard to admit when you're wrong?
No, not when I know I'm wrong, no.
But maybe when you're wrong and you don't know you're wrong.
Yes. Yeah, oh my God, yes. For me, I'm very much like, I think I have a pretty good understanding of things, like a pretty good understanding. And you're very stubborn and we're very competitive.
We are a very competitive couple.
With us, when I'm proven wrong, I have no fucking problem with being like, you know what? I fucked up. I'm wrong. I will say it 20 times out of 20.
But you have to be proven wrong.
Correct.
You have to be proven wrong in order to think that.
But it's the thing is like the sky's blue. I see the sky's blue. I'm going to assume it's fucking blue. And you're going to be like, it's not. Technically, it's blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to be like, babe, the sky's fucking blue. I'm looking straight at it. Unless I'm colorblind, you're wrong. And we have this whole thing. Like that's like an example of it. But like if I don't know and I'm just guessing, I will never come in hot being like, I'm totally right. I will always just look it up on Google.
It's true.
But yeah, that's just how I am.
All right, this is a very funny question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Why do you wipe standing up?
Did Calvin write that? Did Calvin?
Quite possibly.
Calvin? I don't know. That's how I was raised. Is that not? I found. Okay, so this is
I feel like it smushes the poop between your butt cheeks.
Okay, why are we getting so intimate about my butt cheeks on a podcast? I didn't know that wasn't normal. Truthfully, I this is so fucked up. Jesus Christ. I did not know that wasn't normal. When I found out, when I started living with people, is when I realized that was not normal. Because me and my brother, I have a brother a year older than me.
And Grant thinks it's normal too.
Yeah, me and my brother both, like, we were very close. Like, it's kind of like you live with I don't know how to explain it. We took
I didn't
baths
have
together
siblings that
when
I
we
was
were like
very
4.
close to.
Like it was something where like we just were raised that way. It was kind of like I don't know how people learn how to wipe. I don't know what the process is like that. I think it's going to be very interesting when I teach my kids because you wipe sitting and I wipe standing. But I don't even want to think about that. But like it's kind of like for me, I just have always wiped standing up. It didn't make sense. I didn't want to have my dick in between my forearm. Like I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like
I just had to. That was such a funny question.
it's not like I'm standing straight up clenching my ass. Like you know what? We are not going to get into this. This is, what the fuck?
But what are you going to teach your kids? Sitting down or standing up?
That's the least of my issues here, babe.
I would love to know.
How I'm going to teach my kid?
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck they want. Like if they want to have their dick in between their fucking like arm, sure. You handle the girl department. I don't do the period thing. I don't know how to handle that. Like it's very much
You're going to have to learn.
You asked me to buy tampons when I go to the store. Why is there fucking so many tampon options?
There's a lot.
It doesn't make sense.
But I only use one specific brand.
She'll ask me to get tampons. I get her pads, and she's like, "This isn't the same thing." I'm like, "They both collect." I'm like, "I don't know what to tell you. They both absorb." And then she's like, "No, I need this." So then I go back. I pick up tampons. She goes, "These are the like, there's not thick enough, or they're not like small. I don't know what the fucking sizing of tampons are." And there's one that's L, and there's one that's R, and it's a lot. There's platinum, which fuck if I know. I just saw the most expensive one, grabbed it, and ran. And that was how it was. But like, apparently that's not how this works. Thank God for fucking DoorDash, is what I have to say.
Okay, so we live with tons of people.
We do. We live with, no, we don't. We live
not
with
a ton of people. We live with 3 people. What's your worst house habit?
My worst house habit, my worst pet peeve in the house.
Both. Let's go with both. The house habit first.
I mean, honestly, I'm a clean ass person. I think my worst house habit is being on everyone else's ass about cleaning up after themselves. But I don't think that's really a bad habit. I think, honest to God, I think whenever...
I feel like you're training us.
I feel like I'm training you guys, yeah. I'm very clean. I'm not. Like, Calvin and I are very, very fucking clean. Like, that's just... Calvin's extremely clean, and I love it. Like,
you seen his room lately?
No, but his room is messy, but he keeps everything in his room. Like, he does not leave anything out. Like, that's his thing. Calvin is one of the cleanest people outside the house, and then when he goes to his room that's, like, a little messy or it's clean and whatever. I'm extremely OCD clean, where it's like, if there's mess, I get really in my head and freak out and have a panic attack, and that's just how I am. I just don't do mess. Like, it's not my thing. It's like, I freak the fuck out. Because I'm always filming something. I'm always, like, I don't want my, we worked really hard for our house. I want it to be clean.
House habit would be, like, paying attention to people.
Yeah, yours is hoarding.
I'm not a hoarder.
So you're a borderline hoarder.
No, I'm not. I keep things that are sentimental and of use.
That's exactly what a hoarder would say. Have you watched those TV shows? You watch those shows. You know exactly that's what they say.
Does our house look like that? No. I have a little bin of things that are sentimental to me. If in the closet.
If I'm gone and we didn't have a housekeeper at our house would look like a tornado went off.
No.
Yes.
No, because at some point I'd be like, oh, I should probably clean up.
Yeah, like a month later. All right, my worst pet peeve, I think, honest to God, my worst pet peeve is when like someone leaves something out, like someone like unboxes something, or like, yeah, they unbox something in the house and they leave the box out, and then I'm like, hey, do you mind like taking that out? And they're like, yeah, and then they don't fucking take it out. Michael is my pet peeve.
I was just about to say
you and Michael are the worst. You and Michael are the two of the messiest people I know.
Lie, I suck at it.
Which sucks because Michael's room is so fucking clean. Michael's room is God fucking clean. It's God tier clean. It is quite literally like Oxy clean. The guy's bald head fucking exploded all over his room and added neon lights where there wasn't supposed to be anything. Like his room looks like a 17-year-old just moved out of his house. Does. He's trying to style out his own room. He has a housekeeper there every 3 minutes. And there's a goddamn fucking light fairy that just fucking took a shit all over his bedroom. That is what his bedroom looks like. And it's so cool. But then... I know why his room's so clean. It's because all of his trash is outside of the room in the middle of our house.
It is very true. Oh.
You have an issue where you leave your shoes around, and I think you're looking for like a fairy to pick them up or something.
It's the one thing I don't think about is my shoes. I'll take them off. I will leave them wherever the fuck I please.
You always do this though. It's like you literally have the tendencies of a hoarder. Like I don't
have the tendencies of a hoarder.
But here's the thing. What do hoarders always say when they're like, how do you find something? I know exactly where everything is. What do you say when I ask you?
Do I or do I not know exactly where everything is in our house?
My point exactly.
Shut the I'm not a hoarder.
No, you're a hoarder with cabinets. What's your next question?
Fuck you. Why do you drink a gallon of water every single day?
It started off as a weight loss thing. It actually started off with my anorexia, actually. I was anorexic when I was 13. I stopped eating for like weeks and I would pass out. But I read that losing weight and having clean skin, and I was so fascinated with losing weight fast that I would drink a gallon of water every day. And you always wanted to keep your body moving, and I have ADHD, so that's where the knee jiggle comes from. Is
And the pacing.
I always wanted to keep my heart rate up to burn calories, and I was obsessed. But the gallon thing started from that, where I just wanted to lose weight fast, and so water weight was always the most efficient, fast way to lose weight. And ever since then, I think that that lasts for a month. But now, if I don't drink water every like 5 to 10 minutes, I get dehydrated. I have to have a water bottle wherever I go. It's bad. Like I don't have an eating disorder anymore, but it's something where my body's so used to drinking a gallon or 2 gallons of water a day that I can't go without water. Like at any, like if I go for a movie, like an hour and a half movie, and I don't have water, my mouth starts to dry up. I feel lightheaded, it's crazy. It's like I'm dehydrated.
Diet Coke.
No, Diet Coke is, it's different.
You drink like 10 to 15 of them a day.
Yeah, but I don't even drink nearly as much as water.
What is the biggest lesson that you've learned in life?
I think the biggest lesson I've learned in life with where I am right now is honestly, like, you have a lot more power than you think you do. Like, with me going back to like, I know I say this all the time, and probably my listeners, you guys are probably fucking annoyed by now, but it's something that like you genuinely have a lot more power than you think you do. Like, you have a lot more say in your life, and a lot of people are commonly like, I come from poor housing, and where I come from a shit end of a stick, or I come from, poverty, and I come from this and that and this and that, and I have this disability, or I have this happening in my life. And, you have a lot more say in how your life goes. And I think that being said, like for me, it was like something that I learned obviously the hard way, but once I put my mind genuinely into something, and it's so cringy saying, but like once I really set my mind and knowing that there was nothing else in my life I could do besides this, my whole life changed. And maybe it's just I got lucky. Or maybe it's because I fully wanted to do something, and I didn't make any excuses. I completely was like, this is how it's life. This is gonna work, and it worked out for me. And I don't know. I think honest to God, it's like for me, it's just like I learned that everything that I had gone through in my life put me to where I am today, and that is something that I cherish very deeply. That being said, if that doesn't work for other people, I'm fucking stupid. It just worked for me. And if I would feel obligated to share.
It is a great lesson. And with that, we have come to the end. You are guilty of the crime.
Oh, you found me guilty?
Yeah, you're definitely guilty of
What was the crime again?
Your crime is locking friends in a room and forcing them to talk.
Oh, I don't force them to talk. Fine. All right, I'm guilty.
You ask questions. Asking questions provokes a response.
Right, but that's not force.
I think you're guilty.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'll appeal this. This is probably not, I think this is obviously a bias. Judge. Hearsay. Dude, the Amber Heard trial. I know I don't talk about like
crazy.
I don't talk about to end this podcast off. A lot of you guys have asked me to talk about like real life events and stuff. This isn't what that podcast is. I'm not going to talk about like things in my life or like things that are happening, like the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial and like stuff like that. I'm following that shit every day though. But I mean, I'm willing to like make a separate show for that. But this is genuinely just me and talking to people, and I love it. And I hope you guys love it too. I really appreciate all the support and all the loving comments you guys have made. Seriously, it means the world to me, and I love it god awfully dearly. This is something I've always wanted to do, and thankfully with Wheelhouse and the podcast team, I'm able to do something really fucking awesome that I care about, and it's really cool.
So now that we are at the 60-minute mark,
yeah.
You have been still found guilty of locking your friends in a room and forcing them to talk.
Okay.
You've officially been locked out now.
What do we do now?
You will be taken away.
Okay.
By the deputy.
Oh, God.
You will be taken to jail.
It's Deputy Thick Thunderfly. Where's Deputy Thick Thunderfly?
Deputy Goldby is going to come and take you away. Yeah.
Well, my favorite part about
just don't drop the soap.
Dude, he's gonna make the. It was so funny. Is we came up with this idea of Deputy Goldby. It's just like it's such a suiting character for Calvin.
It very much is.
It's very much like
you need to. Be
his ass looks so good in this play. There we go.
What's up, sexy?
I've never been more excited to be arrested in my life.
You are now under arrest. Taken to my quarters.